AJ, pay attention. Get your microphone as well for the podcast.
So
Everybody. Yeah, there you are. See yourself, AJ?
I see. Yeah. Okay. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
see? We're live. We're live on YouTube. What's up, everybody? We're going to give it a second to kick in. I'll tweet out the link for everybody here.
I'm still in shock, man.
Unbelievable.
This was like.
That was so good.
I mean, we were like high-fiving here. We were going crazy. I think the neighbors are still freaking out. I mean, this was unbelievable. It went from a card where I think we thought it was going to be a bust, as we're going to talk soon about like the Nagano fight, and everybody's pretty much like tweeting, you know, this being, I think Joe Rogan said it straight, like being the worst heavyweight fight in history.
Oh, so bad.
It was really bad. So, you know, that was a stinker that I thought was going to take down this whole card. But, man, we were wrong.
Yeah.
We were completely wrong. And
Brock Lesnar saves the day.
Lesnar's the man, man.
And DC.
DC, wow.
Unbelievable performance from Daniel Cormier. Unbelievable performance.
Just, Dave, I was going to say, just in case, like, if people are watching this, it's like, what time is it? Like 1:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it's 1:04 Eastern time right now.
We're taking care
We
of
are
ourselves.
live. Got the coffee, got from the Stone Cold mug.
Steve,
And I'm rocking a little Orangina from my Ultimate Warrior glass.
Or maybe a little bit more than just Orangina. But this is coffee.
No, it's just Orangina.
Man, this is nuts. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock.
There you go.
Here we go.
Tweeted out the link.
It looks good.
And we've got everybody going. Antoinette is here. We got some
Hey,
people
Antoinette.
watching. So, I was really impressed with the finish there with Daniel Cormier. With his victory. The knockout of Stipe Miocic. It was incredible. And yeah, like you were saying, AJ, the rest of the card, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know. This is okay at best, but I wasn't loving it. Like, I wasn't really...
You just didn't feel it.
No, man, I wasn't enjoying UFC 226 that much. We had a few decent fights. I thought the Chiesa Pettis fight was kind of nice, you know.
It was good. I thought it was more than
Gokhan
nice.
Saki getting knocked out was a big surprise. But,
Man.
like, I don't know. That Derek Lewis Francis Ngannou fight was so terrible, and you were expecting so much out of it, that DC and Stipe really had to deliver, and they really did. I was shocked. I thought Stipe was going to win.
Oh, I mean, everybody thought so as well. I mean, yesterday on the show, we were like debating who's going to win and who's not going to win. And in the end, I said to myself, by heart, I wanted Cormier to win. But money-wise, you know, you had to go with that bet, and it would have been Stipe. And I think everybody chose Stipe. Pretty much everybody.
Well, he was the favorite, but, you know, I think some people chose Daniel Cormier. Some people picked him to win.
Yeah, but not by knockout, right?
No, but not by knockout, and especially not in the first round. Stipe Miocic is such a durable guy. I was surprised that DC was able to do that, but what a solid punch right out of the clinch. And I thought it was real interesting hearing DC talk about it. He said, this is something that we noticed from Stipe. You know, when he comes out of the clinch, he drops his hands and he's open. So this is something that they were kind of planning on, and DC threw that right hand and it landed and it put Stipe down and pretty much out. I mean, those few punches afterwards, just kind of insurance punches until the referee was able to step in and stop the fight. But that one punch that DC threw dropped Stipe and really ended that fight. And it was something that they had planned. So the game planning and the study of Stipe Miocic, really high level, you know, and that's what you see at these super high levels of mixed martial arts is sometimes the game planning and the coaching makes a huge difference.
And the training partners as well. I mean, take a look at who was in his corner. I mean, you had everybody. Luke Rockhold, he was training with Velasquez. I mean, we're talking about big names in the sport. So he's surrounded by top-level guys. And, you know, fighting is not just about fighting in the street. I mean, these guys are studying their opponents and studying them well. So there's no time to make a mistake. And tonight, Stipe made that mistake. He went into that clinch. He dropped his head, put it in, dropped his arm, and there you go. It's a telephone booth fight, and he got caught, and that's it. Bon nuit for Stipe. Bon
Yeah,
nuit.
yeah. And really, the big show, and I'm not talking about the big show, Paul White. I'm talking about the big event. The thing that really happened was Brock Lesnar showing up. Daniel Cormier called Brock Lesnar out, and as we were just coming on before, before we're on YouTube here, I told AJ this is perfect because I am a Brock Lesnar expert.
He is. That's right.
And I say this, and I'm not kidding around.
He's the
I
best.
am a Brock Lesnar expert. I was at his debut for the WWE in Montreal on Raw back in, I don't know, it was like 2002, 2001 or something like that, like a long, long time ago.
When you
I
were
was
16.
Yeah, I was like 15, 14 years old, something like that. And I was also at his debut for the UFC at UFC 81 when he lost to Frank Mir. And I've been following Brock Lesnar's pro wrestling career and his MMA career from the very beginning. And I know a lot about Brock Lesnar. I read Brock Lesnar's book. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm a Brock Lesnar expert. So when we get into this Brock Lesnar stuff, this is really my milieu. This is my sweet spot with
You're like the Albert Einstein of Brock Lesnar.
That's right.
That's what he is.
with Broccoli Lesnar. Okay, it's me and Paul Heyman that are deep on Brock Lesnar, and
And if anybody wants to challenge you on that, I mean, I'm sure you can
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
I know
Try it.
I know a lot about Brock Lesnar. For instance, do you know who Brock Lesnar is married to, AJ?
He's married to, I believe, a Canadian, right?
No,
Wow, forget it then.
she's American.
Close enough.
A former WWE superstar, one of the original divas.
Oh yeah, I think I remember
Sable.
that. Yeah. Sable, that's right.
Yeah, Rena Miro, now Rena Lesnar.
What's happening?
And there's Franco Nardolillo who says Sable. See, Franco knows, and Franco is saying, so it can, yeah. See, Antoinette knows. See, everybody knows. I know, Antoinette knows, everybody knows, but you don't know.
No.
So that fact.
But I'm starting to know, right? This is all like
That
part
fact-
of the education process.
That fact is not what makes me a Brock Lesnar expert. I just know a lot about Brock Lesnar, and I follow him, and I'm a big fan.
But he's awesome, man. I love this guy.
But we're already getting questions that are
What is it?
drifting into pro wrestling. So this
Go
show
ahead.
may turn into a little bit of a wrestling uncensored type deal because
Where's Johnny North when we need him?
yeah, exactly. Because this kind of it crosses the line, right? Because Brock Lesnar right now is the Universal Champion on Raw. He is the top champion on the Monday Night Raw brand, and he's held that championship since April of 2017. So over a year, he's been champion.
What's the
Franco here is
Yeah.
saying this confirms that Brock will drop the belt at SummerSlam. And I think it does. It seems like Brock Lesnar is going to be fighting Daniel Cormier November of this year at Madison Square Garden for the heavyweight championship of the world.
It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy.
That's what's going down. I mean,
But does that mean he has to lose the belt in like wrestling? Like, does
well,
he,
that's what.
How does that make sense?
That is what Franco is asking, and I
Right.
would think yes.
Why?
Because
Why? Like, tell me. Like, can he just get that belt and then come and get the UFC belt?
well, what if he doesn't get the UFC belt?
You know what? I mean, when you looked at
No. See, no, this is
Yeah.
why.
Yeah,
The
tell me.
reason why you don't want to keep Brock Lesnar as the Universal Champion is because if he loses to Daniel Cormier, then all the guys that Brock has beat in the WWE look lesser than Daniel Cormier. And you don't want that. You want Brock to look strong. So if he's going to lose, have him lose to one of your guys rather than one of their guys in the UFC. That's the thinking, and that is the correct thinking. Brock Lesnar really doesn't show up enough in the WWE. He should be dropping the belt at SummerSlam, and he could drop it to really anybody. I couldn't care less. It could be Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman. I would like it to be Kevin Owens, but it's obviously not going to be him. Bobby Lashley might actually be the guy to take the title from Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. You know Bobby Lashley, right? You know
Yeah.
who he is, only because he fought in MMA with a 15-2 record. And a lot of people want to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, and I think that'd be a hell of a SummerSlam main event and be a good way to take the title off Brock at SummerSlam. So, to answer your question, Franco, yes, I think this means that Brock will be dropping the title at SummerSlam, and he'll probably drop it to Lashley or Roman, but probably not probably Braun Strowman, because Braun Strowman is the Money in the Bank briefcase.
But
okay?
you were telling me something interesting. You were saying that like when Brock came into the thanks, Dave.
There's a
Simon, always helping me.
It's going to be a podcast too.
Exactly. You were telling me that like Lesnar, like coming into the ring tonight, like he was animated, man. He was just going wild. He like two-hand pushed Cormier. It was nuts. He pushed Israel, which is one of the coaches for Cormier. It got out of control. He pushed the guards and everything. But you were telling me that in wrestling, he doesn't speak that much, which I find kind of surprising.
Yeah, Brock never speaks in pro wrestling, but when he speaks in MMA, it's like the most exciting thing that ever happens in the UFC.
It is.
It's kind of
awesome.
weird.
But it's awesome.
The thing is, the MMA promo and the pro wrestling promo are two very different things. They don't necessarily cross over. Like Ronda Rousey was pretty good at speaking in the UFC.
Right.
A good character, but in the WWE, she's really struggled.
Wow.
And Brock Lesnar is just not that good at standing in a ring and talking for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. He's not good at that. He's got Paul Heyman to do that for him. Paul Heyman goes in there and talks about how great Brock is, and that's kind of what Brock does.
You know what? I was so happy to see him today. I'm looking forward to this. I've been waiting for Brock to come back. And it's interesting because like on the WWE side, you guys are like so like you love him. And on the MMA side, you don't love him. I missed Brock from the time he left, came back, and you know he's coming back again. We're like so excited. Why? Because he brings a big draw. He brings an exciting fight. He comes in and like tonight, the antics that he did were like awesome, and that's what's missing in like the UFC right now. We need to get those colorful we
need to get the pro wrestling back in the UFC.
Right. Well, CM Punk came for that a little bit, and you know what? He was exciting. He brought like some visibility. You know how I feel about CM Punk. I love the guy.
I think what we need to get is somebody that's going to move the needle, somebody that's going to sell pay-per-views. Conor McGregor doesn't seem like he wants to come back. So Brock Lesnar is the guy right now. John Jones is sitting there. Who knows when he'll ever show up again, if he'll ever show up again. GSP is waiting for the perfect fight, and, you know, we know what that is. But we need somebody who's going to sell pay-per-views, and Brock Lesnar is that guy for the UFC. Like him or not, you know, Dan LaRocca here saying Brock Lesnar, a.k.a. Stanozolol Fortesta, which is an interesting nickname for him. He says Brock showed the world once again what a clown he really is. And, you know, a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people...
But why? Like, what sense? Why a clown?
A lot of people don't like Brock Lesnar. Look.
He's like a bad villain, man.
What Daniel Cormier did, he said, Brock Lesnar, he's a NC2A champion. Right. He's a wrestler. And I never thought I'd fight him. Brock Lesnar, get into the octagon. And Brock Lesnar didn't stand there and have Daniel Cormier flip him off and then push him. Brock Lesnar stormed the octagon, and as soon as he got in, he pushed Daniel Cormier. Yep. He could have easily just shook his hand and said, Daniel, I'm going to kick your ass in November or whatever. But no, Brock had to make a big show. Brock had to go crazy. Brock had to swear. I mean, Brock was just all over the place, and that's what Brock Lesnar is. When you let... And that's why Brock Lesnar, you know, another reason why Vince McMahon has more sense than to give Brock a live microphone, because you never know what he might say. Brock called Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic pieces of shit. He said, Francis Ngannou, you're a piece of shit. Stipe Miocic, you're a piece of shit. Daniel Cormier, I'm going to kick your ass, motherfucker. I was like, whoa, Brock Lesnar, what's going on here? You know, it's like...
Yeah, man, but that's what made it so cool, right?
Yeah, but that's one of the reasons why Vince doesn't put a microphone in Brock's hand, because he flies off the handle. I mean, he was hitting one of the commission guys. He could get fined for that. The commission guy that was holding him here on his belly, Brock was like hitting him and pushing him, and all the commission guy was doing was holding him back from causing trouble in the octagon. He was doing his job, and Brock Lesnar was pushing him. This is a guy who, by the way, I don't really understand how he can fight in November, because he still hasn't served out his suspension from the last time he fought. Okay, the last time Brock Lesnar fought, he tested positive for a banned substance, and then he was suspended. And then he said, oh, USADA, I'm getting out of the testing pool. I'm retiring from MMA. So they said, okay, we're not going to test you anymore, but when you come back, you have to finish off that suspension. Lo and behold, here comes Brock Lesnar, and they're saying he's going to fight in November. But by my count, that's not enough months from now in July
To get ready.
to fill out the rest of your suspension, which is about 6 months. So either Brock has already been in the USADA testing pool, we don't know about it, or something fishy's going on with the UFC and Brock Lesnar. Maybe the rules don't apply to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I'm sure they do. That's for sure. I'm sure they do.
Dan LaRocca says stanozolol is a steroid. Yeah, we know that. But he says Fortesta is a testosterone. I didn't know Fortesta was a testosterone. I don't know what he's on. But that fight that he won over Mark Hunt at UFC 200, he didn't actually win. It's been turned a no contest because he failed a drug test. And he's supposed to serve out a suspension. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but people don't like Brock Lesnar.
I love the guy. I think he's awesome. You know what? He's for the MMA side. I think he's great for the sport.
He doesn't.
Some people might disagree with me, but I think he's an exciting guy.
I have problems with him because he doesn't care about being a professional wrestler.
Ooh, Rogan loved him. Did you see how Rogan was smiling when he came in? That
it's fun. It's fun. We were smiling. We were excited.
We were jumping up and down here. You should have seen it. It was insane.
When Daniel Cormier won, we hugged.
We did. We gave full hug, man.
We did.
We almost locked lips there. It was like it came close there.
No, it didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe for you it did.
Tell me, what's up here?
Dan LaRocca says roid rage in the UFC shown only on pay-per-view. Antoinette says they said he entered the pool, but we didn't know. So apparently. And Deletion of the Undead has been saying a couple things. He says
I like that name.
I like that. Deletion.
Deletion. Oh,
I think deletion refers to something that you don't understand.
Yet
another pro wrestling reference that we understand, but AJ is just out of the loop.
I thought it was something completely different. But
AJ, you must be deleted because you are obsolete. You're an obsolete mule.
Excuse me? Squeeze me?
You're an obsolete mule.
A mule, I am. What the heck what are you talking about? What is this gibberish?
Let's go find the mower of lawns. And my dilapidated boat. See, you don't understand. You must be deleted. AJ doesn't understand deletion. No. That's okay.
I thought it was like a sexy name. Deletion. Sounds like so sexy.
Anyways, he says he's got DC beating Brock Lesnar. And I agree. I think DC will beat Brock Lesnar.
Did you see the size of Lesnar coming into that ring?
You see the size of Stipe?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But you know what? It's going to be harder to keep a clinch.
You're a martial artist, man. Like you understand jiu-jitsu. Like, what are you talking about? You think size matters that much?
No, not well.
What about skill and technique?
Absolutely.
DC knocked out Stipe Miocic
you're right.
in the first round. You think Brock Lesnar's going to be able to stand up with Daniel Cormier? And he's not going to be able to take him down at will. Daniel Cormier, technically, I think is a better wrestler than Brock Lesnar.
Didn't these guys actually wrestle in the past, way back, if I'm not mistaken? I mean, they do have some history.
Brock Lesnar never made an Olympic team.
Yeah, that's true.
You know the difference between a really good wrestler, like a Division I champion, and an Olympian.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
No, but he's no chump change in wrestling.
No,
that's for sure.
He's not DC.
He's not DC. You're right. He's not DC. DC is the best grappler in all divisions. I mean, and right now, heavyweight.
Think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think he's the best grappler in all of MMA?
I believe so. Tonight, he didn't have to grapple tonight, which I was really surprised. I thought it was definitely going to be a ground game for DC, but he surprised me with his striking power.
So you're saying DC is the best grappler in MMA?
I know what you're going to say. I know exactly what Dave's going to say. He's going to say, the Eagle is way better as a grappler.
No, that's not what I'm going to say.
You weren't going to say that?
I'm going to say, what about your girl, Mackenzie Dern?
Yes, that's true. Dave is right again. That I got to admit. Mackenzie Dern is, the best grappler. And if anybody...
What about Damian Maia?
Damian Maia, for sure. But
you just said Daniel Cormier.
But as a jiu-jitsu fighter...
Did he not just say Daniel
Cormier? Yeah, but
Cormier?
as a wrestler, I said. I said as a wrestler, Cormier is the best wrestler in this game. As a grappler, I agree with you with Mackenzie Dern. Not only being the hottest grappler out there, which I did meet, by the way. So if nobody knows me right now, AJ is telling you right now, I met her.
Are you going to talk about meeting her father too and being in the sauna with her father? What was his name?
That's Megaton.
Megaton. Oh my God, this guy loves Megaton and Mackenzie Dern.
Well, I gotta be nice to him because, like, I was trying to like court his daughter, but the thing is that
didn't work out.
It didn't work out. But the thing, well, you never know. She might be watching right now. Mackenzie Dern, remember me? Remember AJ? But the thing is that that's a different story altogether, and I think she's gonna be the face
Back
of
to DC.
Wait, let me finish. She's gonna be the face of women's MMA. Remember what I said. I guarantee you. Just like I was right about Rousey, and just like I was right about Rocco.
Okay.
And let's get back to DC.
Deletion of the Undead says DC is a legend after his win tonight, and how he won. Just great. DC over Brock Lesnar. Antoinette says she's got DC over Brock as well. People I'm seeing on Twitter are talking about DC as the greatest of all time, or in the conversation as one of the greatest of all time. I got a tweet asking me, is DC in my top 3 right now? I don't really know what that means. Like top 3 what? Top 3 in MMA, top 3 pound for pound. I think he's one of the top 3
of all time fighters.
No. Top 3 most interesting guys in the UFC right now to watch for sure. Top 3 draws in the UFC, but
he's. I don't know. There's something special about him.
We talk about DC and the legacy of DC, and I'm a huge fan, and I don't want to take anything away from him, especially on this night. But John Jones. That's all you got to say, man.
I don't want to say that.
The guy beat him twice. He beat him 2 times.
I know. We had this conversation on his balcony.
And the last time he smashed him. So as great as Daniel Cormier is, the shadow of John Jones will always be over him.
That's true. He's going to be that thorn on the side until it happens again. But you know what? If John Jones wants to say he's the best, dude, he has to come and take the light heavyweight title, and he has to come and take the heavyweight title from Cormier. And I honestly don't think, like, if they were fighting soon this year, you know what I'm going to say. I think Cormier is going to beat his ass. If anybody's ass is going to get beat, John Jones' ass is going to get beat.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. He just beat Stipe.
So?
You think John Jones would have been able to beat Stipe tonight? Never.
Yes.
There's no way.
He would have.
He would have been knocked out, and he would have been back. He would have been back to Russia.
It would have been more impressive.
No way. Did I just say that? Am I allowed to say that?
No.
Too late. Anyways, I said it.
John Jones would have beat Stipe.
Never.
He'd beat DC. He's beat DC. John Jones is the best light heavyweight and heavyweight fighter in the world today. He's just not allowed to fight.
Listen,
he's the best.
He's the best.
He is the number one. And I don't care what anybody says. The real big fight, remember when we were talking about it like a year ago? The real big super fight with Brock Lesnar is John Jones. That's what they all really want. That's what's going to really sell the pay-per-views. Anything Brock will touch will sell pay-per-views. True. But Brock and Jones would sell the most.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
More than Brock and DC.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see that.
John Jones, whatever he is, you can't deny he's the best. And I see
whatever
here,
he is,
D.W. Ogilvy says Jones failed drug tests. He needs to be clean and win fights to be considered a great fighter. The first time he beat Daniel Cormier, he didn't fail a drug test, and he beat him. And the second time, I mean,
well, he did
he when he knocked him out with that head kick, which was unbelievable. Look, he failed a drug test.
He was doing cocaine, man, for sure.
That's not why he failed the drug test. He failed a drug test for a steroid, and it wouldn't have made sense for him to have taken it at that time. It was probably trace amounts, and I don't know. It may cost him his career, but I don't believe that John Jones took steroids to win a fight. I don't think he took steroids.
Listen, he's going to need to take steroids if he's fighting Brock Lesnar, that's for sure. Because he's going to get, mauled.
What about skill and technique? What are you
talking
about?
I'm going to tell you something. I think, this is what I think right now. Watching the Lewis...
Brock Lesnar is mostly size.
I know, but watching Lewis and Ngannou fight, which was, horrendous. I think in the whole 3 rounds, they threw a total of 33 punches and kicks. I mean, this is ridiculous. But yet, I like to see Bones Jones fight Ngannou and see what happens. If he could get through Ngannou, which wasn't that great tonight, then I'll give you some credit on the Brock Lesnar thing or fighting Cormier again. But if he could get through Ngannou, which was not impressive whatsoever tonight, then we'll talk about it. Till then, he doesn't deserve a title shot against Cormier. I think he needs to fight one of these two guys.
Francis Ngannou doesn't deserve to be in the same octagon as John Jones.
Well, you know what? John Jones, he's not there to be able to back up who he can fight. And I agree with you. He is a money draw. But he has to have credibility behind him. Before he goes to the top, he has to have, well, then again, you know what? I'm kind of contradicting myself because Brock Lesnar did get caught. I knew you were going to say that. But, you know what? I don't think he has what it takes to fight Ngannou. Maybe Bones Jones is listening and he's going to get upset at me, but, that's the truth.
They're both guys that failed drug tests, John Jones and Brock Lesnar. And you know who didn't fail a drug test?
George St. Pierre.
Ever?
George.
You know who else?
Who else?
DC. Does DC look like he's on steroids?
No. A lot of Popeye chicken.
He's a short guy for the heavyweight division, and he's pretty chubby for an MMA fighter, and he's a heavyweight champion of the world.
He's a cute chubby.
39 years old, chubby,
Dave wants to be exactly
build.
like him. Right, Dave? What did you say earlier?
I like that build. It's like the Fedor build, man.
That's going to be the new build for, Men's Health magazine.
Call me baby.
Forget about, George 6-pack or 10-pack. Let's go with the 1-pack. Right there.
That's what I'm getting. The Fedor build, man. Call me Baby Fedor.
Kind of like Big Country. Remember Big Country when he used to rub his belly?
Well, not that much. That's too much. That's taking it too far. I'm talking about Fedor in the Pride days when he was just thick and solid.
Popeye's chicken.
Just like DC, man. DC, thick, solid, hell of a right hand, knocked out Stipe Miocic. Boom.
That was incredible. I can't believe it, man. So basically, anybody who bet with what we said from last night's show, we apologize. We know you lost your money. Guaranteed. Because we all went the other way. So if anybody went with underdog starting today with the Turkish Tyson, who got knocked out, who was a heavy favorite, when it started with that fight to the last fight, everybody got it wrong.
Yeah, I definitely thought Gokhan Saki was going to win by knockout, and then he got knocked out with the quickness.
Which was incredible. Yeah, that was incredible.
That was wild.
Yeah, so that started that way, and no one would have thought that the Ngannou fight would have been, not even close to lackluster. It wasn't a fight. It was a dance for heavyweights. It just didn't make sense. So no one, because you know what? What I don't like is Lewis talking about that. Remember at his win?
Derek Lewis wound up winning by decision too, which is crazy. They basically didn't touch each other for 15 minutes. They fought 3 rounds, and Lewis winds up winning the decision, and it's
because he got more strikes than Ngannou. He got 22 strikes over 11 strikes in 3 rounds.
And
that's ridiculous.
And Ngannou looked scared to engage. Lewis looked scared to engage. Both of them fought very timid, and the result was one of the worst fights in heavyweight history. And some people were saying it is the worst. I still think Frank Mir and Roy Nelson, UFC 130, I think that was the worst fight in heavyweight history. If you want to go back and watch it, but probably not because it's the worst fight in UFC heavyweight history.
Man, oh
but this one was pretty damn terrible. They should both be ashamed of their effort, man. It looked terrible. And Derek Lewis seemed like his back was hurting. This guy's got some
back was hurting.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe because he wasn't moving.
He was gonna quit MMA because his back would always seize up. He's got some serious back problems. I don't know what's going on with him, but maybe he shouldn't be fighting if that's the effort he can put out because he's too hurt to fight. Maybe he shouldn't fight. And Francis Ngannou, I don't know what happened, but I think Stipe just messed with him. You know, whatever happened to Ngannou in that fight.
It was something weird, man. Something wasn't happening. I don't know.
He's gun shy, man.
Gun shy?
Yeah, Stipe just confused him, man. Stipe played mind games with him in that fight. Imagine you're Francis Ngannou. You're a smashing machine. You knock everybody out. You win every fight. And then all of a sudden, here's this Stipe Miocic who's like, oh, yeah, you throw hard punches. That's cool. I'm going to throw you down on the mat, and I'm going to beat you up, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, that must have messed with Ngannou's mind. He thought he was a killer. He thought he was going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. And Stipe was like, nope, not at all. That's not the plan. And Ngannou did not react well to it. This is his first fight since, and he looked terrible.
Dan Hardy said it the best. It's like Stipe took the soul away from Ngannou. Dan Hardy had it right. I mean, this looked like what sort of reminded me of like Mirko Krokop when he got knocked out by Gonzaga with that kick, and he landed really weird, and that was like the end of Krokop. And to be honest, Nagano looked the same. He looked like he was like sort of that walking zombie, and there was something wrong. But you might have brought up something quite interesting. Maybe he had some form of like concussion that we don't know about leading up to this fight.
Yeah, it's possible, like, maybe he got knocked out in training. Maybe he had some sort of injury going into this fight. We don't know what his physical situation was, and unfortunately, the UFC didn't allow either Ngannou or Derek Lewis to speak after their fight. This card ended pretty early. Usually they end around 1 a.m. Eastern, but this ended at like 12:15. It was early, it was finished pretty early, and it's not like they were rushing for time to get to the main event. It felt like they didn't give Derek Lewis or Francis Ngannou microphone time because they didn't think they deserved it.
You know what? That's what people were saying, like on the feeds, like maybe they didn't deserve it. Who knows what exactly was going on? Or maybe it was just the fact that, maybe they weren't allowed to speak because maybe they know something that we don't know about, and we'll find out in the days to come. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's possible, man.
They might be doing a press conference, I don't know.
Oh, we gotta see this.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Deletion of the Undead says AJ must be deleted. He's obsolete.
But I like your name. What's that? What is it? Are you a guy or a girl? What is this?
You like the name, but you don't know what it means.
Okay, let's see if you know what I'm saying here. I'm gonna say it. It's a brobrek milek neck to neck, but it's all right. You can milad. Tell me what that means, and then we're on the same page, buddy. Dave? It's Gaelic, man.
I think we're done.
Look at this, man. Manchester United, England.
You know Gaelic is not England, right?
No, I know that, but I'm just saying today, what do you think I'm wearing this for?
I don't know.
To all the UK fans, to my fans out there, the Wally fans, the English fans.
Wally's in Ireland.
I know, but he's a big supporter of the English team.
Is he?
Yeah, big time. England.
France.
Which will be the final, by the way.
Antoinette said the Ngannou fight was the worst.
That we know.
Deletion of the Undead says very disappointed that Max Holloway could not fight. I was very disappointed as well. That would have been a really good fight to add to this card. I think that fight would have definitely delivered. And unfortunately, Holloway's got this concussion.
But everybody's talking about Holloway, but let's talk about the real guy, is Ortega. What? I wanted to see Ortega fight.
Well, that too.
And it
would have been a really good fight.
It would have been a great fight, and my choice for that fight was Ortega. But then again, everything else came wrong in my pick, so chances are maybe Max would have won it. But anyways, regardless, I mean, it was a good card. It turned out to be pretty good.
Great finish, you know, and that's really important. When the main event, that's the thing that's selling your card. That's the thing that people see on the poster. It's UFC 226, DC versus Stipe. You had the whole season of The Ultimate Fighter. These guys coached it. And then tonight, you had the fight, and it delivered. You did a lot of promotion for this fight, and that's what people bought the pay-per-view for. As much as Max Holloway, Brian Ortega was a nice co-main event, it's the featherweight championship. It's not what people were buying this thing for. People were buying it to see DC and Stipe, and when you got that fight, it worked out. Unfortunately, the co-main event that we were left with was Ngannou and Derek Lewis. I mean, originally they weren't supposed to be the co-main event. I think people would be less upset with that fight had it been third for main event.
No, absolutely.
If we would have had Holloway and Ortega right afterwards.
And that would have been a fantastic fight.
But, it was what it was.
Look, and you know what the problem is that you get guys like Lewis when there's the conference going on, and he's like throwing off all kinds of hot air, saying the real fight is going to be him and Ngannou, and people are paying to come and watch those guys fight. In a way, yeah, that was a fight that I really wanted to watch. But you can't start talking they're there to see you and you can't deliver. So you know what? Honestly, like I was saying to Dave, I don't think we're going to see Ngannou and Lewis fighting for a long time, if they even fight at all. To be honest, they'll be on some fight night, and God knows where they'll end up. Who knows? Maybe we'll
What do
see
you
them
wanna
in
see them?
Bellator. You know, it's that could be a possibility.
Say they do fight in the UFC. Who do you want to see them fight next?
I like
Any ideas?
no. If Bones Jones was able to come back, depending on what type of suspension he gets, I like to see Bones Jones fight Ngannou. That would be a fight that would impress me if Bones Jones can really dissect Ngannou. You know why? Because Ngannou throws these heavy bombs. I just want to see what he could do with Ngannou. And if he can do that, then let's see him fight Cormier. Let's see him fight Stipe. Let's see him fight, those guys. But let's not go straight to the belt. That's what I would like to see. What do you think?
I disagree. I think
There
you
you
give John Jones the title shot as soon as he's
Never.
able to come back because he's the rightful owner of whatever belt is in the heavyweight or light heavyweight division. Like I said, John Jones is the #1 light heavyweight or heavyweight fighter on the planet. He's just not allowed to fight.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you cheat, right?
John Jones is my guy, all right? Me and John Jones are like this. Stop saying bad things about my guy, John Jones.
I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying
You
the
don't
truth.
understand, man.
Like, I don't want to get him upset because he might see me at some of our
I don't want to
shows and he's gonna turn me into a pretzel. But you know
I
what?
don't
The
wanna-
truth be told, man.
I don't want to talk about it too much, right? But look, me and John Jones are tight, so let's not.
How tight, Dave? I like to hear.
Look, we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it. But
I
let's
like to
just
see
say that there are stories that I could tell you. It's
Oh,
a long,
really?
long story, but look,
I know
man,
some of those stories in Russia. Are you talking about those?
John Jones is my guy.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good. I can't wait.
Antoinette says, "Sure, New Japan was better. Only match I loved was KC. It delivered. Jones doesn't need.
KC and what in the Sunshine?
I think
Man?
she means DC.
Oh, DC.
Jones
I thought
doesn't
KC.
need to prove
Or
himself."
KFC, which I forgot to bring.
AJ says, or Antoinette says, AJ, quit talking about Jones. He's my guy.
You too, Antoinette? Are you serious? He's your guy?
And deletion of the undead since Jones versus Brock is more of a draw than Brock versus DC.
No, I agree with that. For sure, it's more of a draw. But you know what? You gotta work your way to the top. You gotta work your way to the top. Lesnar can do that. He's done that. Come back, done it. It's a different story. Excuse me.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, man?
Antoinette says she's drunk and at a wedding.
What?
Antoinette is drunk at a wedding, and I think she's in
Which wedding?
She's in Montreal somewhere.
Who's getting married here in Montreal that she knows?
I don't know, but Antoinette,
She's from Toronto.
Yeah, but she said that she was in Montreal.
Or is she getting
and,
married? Antoinette, Mazel tov.
Yeah, are you
Congratulations.
getting married? Are you drunk at your own wedding watching us on YouTube, Antoinette? What's going on? I don't know.
Sounds like me at my brother's wedding last week.
We're not going to get into these stories.
It was a good one.
She's at her friend's wedding, AJ.
Yeah? Well, tell them from the team at ringsidereport.net, we wish you like a great wedding. Whoever it is, tell them Dave will come and kiss the bride or something. Why not?
I don't know about that.
His wife is only... Oh, can I say that?
No.
Well, okay.
No. We don't reveal the behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on. We don't talk about John Jones and we don't talk about...
Rashad Evans.
Everything.
Oh. Only on Ringside Report. Once we get really big, Dave will let the cat out of the bag. It's really good. TMZ.
We're not.
You've got no scoop like we have the scoop. Hey man, it's the truth. But we can't say anything.
Stop. We gotta shut up, AJ.
The key is gone.
AJ, don't say anything about Rashad Evans, okay?
Oh, I really want to, man. I really want to.
We're not talking about him.
He retired. Who cares?
This guy's unbelievable. You can't stop him.
I can't. No, you're absolutely right.
Let's talk about Michael Chiesa and his the thing that happened to him when he got choked there with the armbar.
You know what? The armbar, whatever it was.
You see what you're doing to me? Choked with the armbar.
Choked on a pretzel like Bush. But the thing is this. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that? Okay. So, first of all, that fight was awesome.
Hold
and
on.
Showtime Pettis...
No, I don't care about that. Deletion,
Why not?
Because we're getting questions. Antoinette's asking deletion of the undead. Actually, he's asking me. He's not asking you.
Why?
He's saying, Dave, are you going to UFC 231 in Toronto? And yeah, we didn't mention that on the show last night. UFC is going to go to Toronto in December.
Can't wait.
You want to go?
For sure.
I don't really...
Who's going to house us? Anybody going to take us in Toronto?
Yeah, who's going to take us in? And I'm seeing here on our YouTube channel we have 99 subscribers.
That's incredible.
Could somebody... No, that's not incredible.
Why
Could
not?
somebody please subscribe so we get 100? Like, I don't like that it's a 99. Like, can we get 100 already? What's the deal?
What are we gonna do? Like a dance or something?
No,
For the
I
100?
just want...
I want to see like Facebook, like when they hit that million mark. When we hit that million mark,
Yeah.
like some of the people that follow us are like 1 million followers, which is true. We have like some pretty good celebrities that are following us, but let's get that 100. Pretty bad, man.
My man Jim Ross did a hell of a job doing New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Speaking of celebrities that
Is he a celeb?
Follow us on.
Is he?
You don't know who Jim Ross is?
Oh, Jim Ross.
You know,
Yes.
good God
yes.
Almighty, Jim Ross,
Yeah.
the voice of the WWE.
Yeah. I know him.
Yeah, he did New Japan tonight.
Way to go, Jim.
Anyways, he did a good
Slim
job.
Jim.
My man JR, he makes excellent barbecue sauce. You want some? I'll give you some.
For real? Or are you joking?
No, for real, it's very good.
Did you see my like tweet today with the Tabasco? Did anybody get that joke? No one got that joke, right? Did you see that?
No.
Ah.
And Deletion of the End says you should both go and give a review on the show. And he says Jim Ross is amazing, legend. He definitely is.
Where is this deletion from? Is he from Montreal?
It seems like he's from Toronto.
Toronto. I love
I guess.
Toronto. Don't they call that the 7th?
See, Antoinette says JR sauce is the best.
JR.
I'll do a plug for my buddy JR and his sauce and
I'm
his
sure you
rub.
like the sauce, Dave.
The rub as well. He's got
The rub and the sauce. Interesting.
Yeah, he's got the JR's like all-purpose seasoning, very good. And he's got the what I like is the hot barbecue sauce. He's got regular barbecue sauce and then JR's hot barbecue sauce. The hot barbecue sauce is, by God, good God Almighty, delicious.
Wait.
But also,
Hold on a sec. Is it better than Paul Newman sauce?
It's way better.
Never.
And he's also got
What?
Chipotle ketchup. Chipotle ketchup is very good.
Okay.
It's a barn burner. Good God. And also the main event mustard is also quite tasty. So
that sounds pretty cool, actually.
I go for the full range of JR's products, and he is a close personal friend. Well, not close personal friend, but we are
tight.
We
like
are
you
tight.
and Bones Jones?
Like me and... No, we
What do
actually...
you do? Rub and sauce?
JR and I are tighter than me and Bones Jones, I would say.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. What's these comments coming in? What are they saying, Dave? I don't have my glasses. So I can't say
Deletion of
anything.
Antoinette says it's so good.
Ooh.
And then Deletion of the End says Jim Ross barbecue sauce is on point. Anyone who don't like it must be deleted. So AJ, I'll give you a bottle.
Okay,
you
I'll
will
get a
like-
bottle, but
I'm
I'm gonna compare it to like Paul Newman's own. Does anybody actually know who Paul Newman is?
Yeah.
On this show?
It doesn't matter.
For sure it matters. He
And
was a legend.
Nardalillo 316 says, where can we get it? The JR's barbecue sauce, where can you get it? Now that's a good question. I used to be able to get it from WWE Shop. They used to send it to Canada, but for some reason they stopped sending it to Canada. I have like several bottles
Could that be
that
like
I
a
had
concern right
shipped. I had them shipped to the United States and then brought over, but it's difficult to get in Canada now, unfortunately.
But why? Isn't that like a concern? Like I was just about to say, like maybe there's ingredients that you shouldn't be eating.
No. It's just, I don't know. There's certain things that WWE Shop doesn't ship to Canada anymore, for one reason or another. But that's a long story. We don't need to get into it. Antoinette says, Dave, if you're looking for places in Toronto, let me know. I got great deals for you.
Ooh.
But please no AJ.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
That's what she said.
I know, Antoinette.
But then she said she's just kidding.
I know, Antoinette's just kidding. We'll just crash at her place, right?
I don't know. We'll see. I like the hotel. I
No,
like the
you know
nice
what? We
hotel.
go in class. You know why? Because TSN 690 is going to
4
come in
star-
and everything.
4 stars are better.
3.5 is still it's still good enough for us.
Not for me.
Why not?
Because I'm a classy guy. 4 stars are better.
Because they have a jacuzzi and 4 stars. That's why.
That's right. I want it to be nice, okay? But maybe we'll go to Toronto. But they have to deliver on a card. Like, if tonight's card was in Toronto, would you want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. To see Brock Lesnar come out and do that whole thing, and
Look, man.
for sure, man.
Can I just run through some main events that I've gone to Toronto for that were worthwhile?
Well, the one in Ottawa that we went together was really good.
Yeah, but I wasn't really okay. I've seen the following main events in Toronto: GSP versus Jake Shields. Okay, that was worth the trip.
Yeah, that was good.
That was amazing.
I think the sellout on that was
Let's
crazy.
see: Bones Jones versus Lyoto Machida.
Very good.
Bones Jones versus Vitor Belfort.
Awesome.
Bones
Technically, he
Jones.
lost, but that's a different
Bones
story.
Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson.
That was good.
I was at that fight.
That
at
was
the
one
ACC,
of the best.
and it was one of the greatest fights of all time. I don't think it gets any better than that. And then
And who do you think won on that fight? Let's be clear.
Bones Jones,
Really?
greatest of all time.
All right.
So
Let me drink. I'm getting stressed.
I don't know. Like, they're really gonna have to bring something interesting for the UFC in Toronto for me to want to make the trip.
Steve Bosse. He's not fighting in the.
He's gonna fight Jean Pascal.
No,
isn't
he's
he?
not. Apparently, there's a whole controversy. I don't
He
know.
can't
It was
get a
on that
license.
press. I don't know, something to do
Fred
with
sent
bikers.
us an article. You didn't read
Yeah,
it?
I did read it, but it was like something to do with the bikers and that kind of stuff.
Uh-oh. Let's
Yeah.
not get into it.
This is Quebec.
Deletion of the Undead says 4-star all day. 4 or 5. I mean, 5-star is good too, you know?
5-star would even be better.
What
But hey,
you would think.
But we're not there yet. We're not like Drake. From what's it called?
Speak for
the
yourself.
sixth or the 7th. What's it called, Toronto?
The what?
When you and Antoinette keep talking about the 6th or the 7th
The
or the 8th.
6? Not the 6th.
What is it?
Not the SIXTH. SIX.
SIX 6.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you call it the 6?
I don't know.
What's up with this? Montreal is 514. There's only one number in Toronto.
What's Toronto?
416, I think. If I'm not. Oh, 613.
Well, no, that's Ottawa.
416 or 613?
416.
Oh, 416. So why don't you just call it 416? Why just call it 6? It's like me calling you Dave and just calling you D.
It's like you being named Anthony Jr. and wanting everybody to call you AJ.
But that's legit, man. Anthony Jr. AJ.
You see how you don't make sense?
But that makes total sense.
No, it doesn't. Anthony Jr. because it sounds better on radio, as you put it.
It does. Oh, man. It's only like 2 in the morning, man. And Dave's got to get up early in the morning.
That's right.
I got to get up early in the morning because I got to make pancakes. So
Who you making
I just want to find out why they
Who you
call it
making
the 6th.
pancakes for?
For myself. Who else would I make it for?
Is it for yourself or is it for what was her name again?
No, don't mention anything. Easy, Dave. Easy, Dave.
He just kicked me. Oh my god. He just kicked me. That was good. Whew.
Actually, let's edit that part. What are they saying
No.
here? Is anybody saying anything here about the 6?
Yeah, people are saying things. You can't read.
I can't. I don't have my glasses.
I know my
You
glasses.
think I'm joking? These are my glasses.
Why don't you wear them?
Because I don't look good on video with my glasses.
Ah, it's so good. I love it. Antoinette says the 6, 416. Is that why?
You see, I was right.
Is that why they call it the 6 though, Antoinette? No, I was right. I'm the
No,
one.
I'm
who
the one who
told
said
you.
416.
I'm the one who told you.
No, you said
You thought it
You
was
said
the
six.
6th.
6th.
That's not what it is though.
But why just the 6 if it's 416?
AJ, you don't know anything about anything.
No, I do know. I know that Drake song was
What song?
that song that you made me hear yesterday. It was
8 out of 10.
the song, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a backlash again from everybody.
Antoinette says it's not because of the area code.
What is
Apparently,
it for them?
I don't know.
The Sixth Sense of Toronto.
I don't know, and I don't need to know.
The Maple Leafs.
I don't call it
Sixth
that
Sense?
either. I just call it Toronto.
Maybe it's Drake that called it the Sixth. That's why.
Yeah, he did, but I don't know why he calls it that, and I don't care. But I like his new album. I think it's all right.
Dave likes it.
I do like it.
I'm just like I'm old school. I mean,
You know, Fred and I went to see Drake.
I know you were telling me that yesterday.
It was
incredible.
It was a pretty good time.
Yeah. Ask them why, Dave. It was such a good time. Come on, Dave. Don't
Come
be
on,
shy.
man. Come
Tell
on.
them why.
We gotta leave some things.
Unsaid?
No, we gotta respect Fred's personal life. All right.
Yeah, because he's fishing right
Fisherman Fred, we gotta leave him alone. Where is Fred?
now. Listen.
We had a replacement Fred tonight, which was pretty good. My buddy Paul.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dog.
No, I'm talking about Paul. I think we
Paul
should
was
just
awesome.
get Paul to replace Fred.
He's kind of like the same, very quiet and mysterious.
That's the kind of people I hang out with.
Yeah, mysterious.
Mysterious.
Mysterious. Like Mysterio,
Yeah.
the wrestler.
You don't need to know.
You don't need to know.
Don't ask too many questions.
Because Dave will take care of business. TCB.
All right. Antoinette says love Drake's new album, and she likes
Is he really from Toronto?
Like
this
the
guy?
Yeezy shoes.
Yeezy
Ordered
shoes.
some new Yeezys today.
Yeesh. Adidas, man. If it's not Adidas, it ain't anything.
They are Adidas.
They are?
Yeah.
Yeezys are Adidas?
Yeezy.
Easy.
Not easy.
I thought you were telling me
Not
easy.
E-A-
Easy, buddy.
Not
I'm like being honest.
E-A-S-E. Not Easeyeezy.
Excuse me?
Yeezys.
Eezy?
Do you know why they're called Yeezys?
I don't want to know.
Do you know who Yeezy is?
I know Sleazy, but
Do you
I don't know
who
Yeezy.
Do you know who Yeezy is?
Is that an actual guy? Tell me it's not a guy, please.
Of
Dave.
course it's a guy.
Oh, Lord help me. Is he a wrestler?
No.
Please?
Yeezy. You don't know who Yeezy. Yeezus.
I know.
Yay.
I know Jesus.
Yay.
I know Jesus.
You never heard of Yay.
Yay yogurt? Yes.
Please, YouTubers, I know you guys are watching. This guy's never heard of Yeezy.
Do I really have to listen to
Yeezus,
this? Are you serious?
Yay, he doesn't
Has anybody
know.
actually listened to like the Beastie Boys and Adidas? You know what Adidas stands for? Anybody know what Adidas stands for?
I got Adidas all over the place.
So it ain't easy.
Pretty much all I wear is Adidas.
I wear Adidas. And I wear a championship shirt as well.
What are these here? Right here. What are these
My
here,
nephew
buddy?
wears these things.
What are these? Boom, Adidas Party
Where's
Ultra
mine?
Boost.
Where are my shoes?
See? Adidas right
The
here.
cat took them.
Boom. What am I wearing on my feet right now? Adidas slides. Boom, right there. Adidas.
Are they official, those? They look like copies.
Bro, they're Adidas.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm not messing around here, people. What are you talking about, AJ? Don't try to out Adidas me. You can't out Adidas me.
I'm going to bring in my tracksuit next week.
Anyways,
I bet you I will.
Yeezy is Kanye West. You know who Kanye West is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you know, he's a fashion designer and a music genius.
I don't know about genius, but yeah, he does music.
Anyways, he makes shoes called Yeezys.
I'm sure he does.
And
I'm sure he named it after some of his girlfriends.
I have several pairs. No, not easy, Yeezy. You're still not getting it.
I get it.
I spelled it out for him. He still doesn't get it.
It's just a weird name, man. What happened?
Deletion of the Undead is just saying Public Enemy Slick Rick.
That's right, man. Oh, I like this guy. This guy I really like. I like that.
Because he's naming old school rappers?
But that's real rap.
Drake,
because I can't understand. Is he rap? You're telling me he's rap. I can't understand where he's rap. The only thing he raps, I told someone today, is like maybe in a chocolate bar rapper. Other than that, I don't find anything about him rapping.
He's hip hop.
He ain't no rapper.
And R&B. Do you want me to just name old school rappers for you? Is that what you want? Is that what makes you happy?
Yeah, just to make me happy a little bit. Like
Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
Rakim. EPMD.
Heavy D.
Heavy D.
Heavy D.
The Fat Boys.
Heavy D would have been a perfect song for like Cormier tonight.
L Cool J.
Man, awesome.
Is this getting you?
It's
KRS.
You know what I want to do on
one?
You know what I want to do on this show, man? I want to like walk out on a walkout song. Oh, sorry, Dave. He keeps doing that to me all the time. He likes to hold my mic, if you know what I mean. But the thing is that I like that. I know, Dave. I know. Listen to this. What I'd like to do is come out on a walkout song. Like you choose a walkout song, I choose a walkout song, and let people decide which is the best walkout song. Because you're going to go new school, I'm going to go old school, and Fred's going to go middle school. And I think that'll be like awesome. What do you think? You think it's a good idea?
Another terrible idea brought to you by AJ. Another terrible idea. Antoinette says AJ's prune.
What? Oh, the prune.
Yeah, that's like a real ringside report radio thing.
You got to listen to the show.
And thank you to Antoinette for that.
Yeah,
yesterday, AJ said he was a prune for some reason. He meant to say prude, but he just couldn't.
I know, I meant prune. I felt like a prune.
Deletion of the Undead says Digital Underground. Antoinette says Biggie, Tupac.
Oh my
God!
Biggie,
I was on YouTube ranting about Biggie and Tupac and how their murder is unsolved yesterday. You could check that out on our YouTube page, ringsidereport.net YouTube page. I was on with Johnny North, the big man, on the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show yesterday.
It's not only about MMA or WWE. We talk about everything from Snickers, KFC, Tupac, Rihanna.
Yeah.
But Elvis Presley. What do we talk about? We talk about everything, man.
Okay. But we haven't really talked about MMA for a while, and we're closing in on an hour here on YouTube, so I think we're going to wrap this thing up. If there's any last questions here, we're going to wrap up in the next couple minutes. Got any questions for us? MMA questions, hip hop questions, anything. Adidas Boost questions. If you have any questions about
James Mancini, let's not forget about
if you have
James.
any, yeah, whatever.
What?
Well, I mean, what are we gonna answer about James? James answered all those questions
Well, if
last
people
week.
were listening to our show last week, they could be asking us some questions.
If you have any questions about Yeezys or how to get Yeezys, I know a lot of people have trouble getting them, but I've been able to get a lot of pairs, and I have ways to do it. So if you ever want to get the inside scoop on doing that, just follow me on Twitter at Dave Simon MMA or on Instagram at Dave Simon MMA. Deletion of the Undead says Ronda Rousey going into the Hall of Fame was great. Your thoughts? I actually haven't seen it yet, but
I saw it. It was awesome. It was like she's something, and she's a great ambassador for like women's MMA.
She changed the game forever.
She did. I mean, Gina Carano started it in the beginning. I think it was like really a front runner for women's MMA, but Ronda Rousey really made it like there's girls at 13, 14 years old wanting to get into like combat sports because of Ronda Rousey. So, she's really a Hall of Famer, and I'm so happy to see her there. And I hope, I really hope one day she'll be back and fight in the UFC.
Difference between Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey, Ronda won all her fights.
Yeah, you're
until
right.
she was done. And now Ronda's got a great run in the WWE. She's an excellent professional wrestler. I love Ronda, and I'm so happy she's in the WWE. I'm happy she's taken Brock Lesnar's spot in the WWE. Brock can go to the UFC, and Ronda can take over and be the top dog in the WWE, and it's working really well for her. So I'm a big fan. Antoinette says, what is the shipping, though, Dave? And I think she's talking about the Yeezy 500s that I got today, the all-utility black Yeezy 500s that are real nice suede upper. The shipping was only $15.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, actually.
No, it's not bad at all.
Why don't you get Easy to sponsor you or something?
Kanye West? You want Kanye West Yeezys to sponsor me? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Hook that up.
We'll try.
We'll
do it.
Deletion of the Undead says Misha Tate is next. Has to be. I think Misha Tate should be in the UFC Hall of Fame as well. If you were gonna put in some fighters in the UFC Hall of Fame, give me 3 fighters that you would put in the Hall of Fame right now.
That are still currently fighting?
No, say retired fighters.
Oh, retired.
I'll give you 3.
Tell me.
Off the bat.
Okay.
Anderson Silva.
Oh, for sure. He's a legend.
Rashad Evans.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Okay.
I like the...
I mean, look at what he did, man.
You're right.
He won the Ultimate Fighter. He's a light heavyweight champion. Rashad Evans is a legend of the game. You can't take that away from him.
You're absolutely right.
And Anderson, obviously, right? That's a slam dunk. But how about a women's fighter, maybe other than Misha Tate? Is there anybody that you could?
Gina Carano, don't you think?
I'll tell you one, but she's still fighting.
Who?
Cyborg.
Oh yeah, for sure. She'll be a Hall of Famer, big time.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, for sure. I was happy to see Sarah at the awards.
Yeah.
Dan Henderson, being at the awards. I mean, these guys are what brought the UFC to what it is today.
Dan Henderson, wearing the glasses and with kind of the gray hair a little bit.
It was funny.
It's funny to see Dan Henderson kind of look like an old man. I would never say that to his face because he's still scary as hell.
But you know what I mean? Man. But it was funny.
But he looks kind of older, and it makes me feel old as hell when I see Dan Henderson kind of looking like an old dude. I'm like, man, if Hendo's old, I must be real old, man. What's going on?
No, and you're right, man.
Doesn't it?
No, I agree with you. It's like looking at Royce Gracie, man. His first fight was in 1991, I believe.
Well, in UFC is 93.
93, but yeah, so it was 93. So 1993, and looking at Royce without hair was it freaked me out,
Yeah.
But you know what, Dan, I gotta give him credit. I mean, yeah, he does look like someone's dad at some soccer game, and you don't realize that this guy was one of the most dangerous fighters in the game, and he still looks good. He looked in good shape. He looked good, except for the reading glasses.
He looks good. His wife looks great.
Yeah.
He's living his best life.
I'm so happy for that guy.
Gotta love Dan Henderson.
And Matt Serra. Let's not forget Serra. Serra is one of my favorite guys.
Deletion of the Undead with a hell of a question. Chuck versus Tito again. Who you guys got?
You know what? I saw those two guys working out and whatnot. I couldn't believe the shape that Chuck was in. Tito has always been looking to do this fight again, and you know he's looking good as well. But I'm giving it to Chuck Liddell.
I'm giving it to Tito. This is Tito's time. When they do fight, I think they are going to fight, but I believe Tito is going to win this time because he's just been active more recently, and he's actually won fights recently.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
Chuck hasn't won a fight in like 10 years almost. It's way past his time for Chuck, and I think, you know, the fights that they had in the past, that's in the past, and this is finally going to be Tito's opportunity to beat Chuck.
But it won't happen.
And Nardalillo says, cat cameo.
Cat, where is it?
And here she is. This is my little cat, Norman Smiley. And yes, I did name her after Norman Smiley, the professional wrestler. This is a cat that I brought in from the outside.
And here's Johnny North.
She was a stray cat, and she lives in my backyard for a bit, and now she lives inside with me.
See how good Dave is?
She has for several years, and she's a very good cat.
Dave's a good guy. I'm telling you. Most people don't know that. He doesn't look it, you know, sometimes he goes off on a bender and whatnot, but he loves animals and he takes care of them, and look at this. Look at the love there.
Yeah, this cat loves me.
I
take care of animals.
He likes the pussycat.
And the pussycats like me.
I'm sure they do.
So that's my boy John Jones. And Deletion of the Undead says, AJ, you must understand deletion.
I am.
Or you will forever be obsolete.
Why, man?
I
thought we were close, me and
Deletion of the Undead.
Sorry.
And he says I have to teach you what deletion is. Okay, deletion is a gimmick. Matt Hardy, he's a professional wrestler. Just look up Matt Hardy and delete.
Not related to Dan Hardy, right?
No. Matt Hardy, delete. All right? Look that up.
Matt Hardy, delete. Okay, I'll do that.
Look that up and you will understand.
Okay. Is he like kind of like the Undertaker or something?
What?
Just the name. It sounds like very gothic and dark. And
Matt Hardy?
No, the deletion.
Deletion of the Undead has nothing. Undead is something else. Deletion is Matt Hardy. Just YouTube Matt Hardy delete. It's very simple.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Just watch the final deletion. Watch that. Or the ultimate deletion.
I'll do
YouTube ultimate deletion.
I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. I won't do it tonight, I tell you. Deletion. I won't do it tonight, but I'll do it tomorrow, I promise you.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for checking in. Deletion of the Undead says it's all good, AJ. No worries. You're all friends. So thanks for checking in, everybody. Thanks for watching Deletion of the Undead. Thanks to Antoinette, Franco, Nardalillo, 316. Let's see, who else do we have here?
There's so many. Don't mention them all. There's like hundreds there.
Gilvan, Dan LaRocca. I'm trying to mention as many as I can here.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. John Jones, big shout out to you. Shout out to my buddy Jim Ross. Hell of a job with Josh Barnett tonight. And shout out to Norman the Cat and the Ultimate Warrior.
And Matt Serra. With that awesome submission of that drunk.
But awesome. Also to Fred. Why did you... You know, you're...
Oh my God, I forgot the mic again.
Also to Fred. New Day Pancakes, New Day Rocks. Okay, AJ? New Day Rocks. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back Friday night for Ringside Report Radio, right? With Fred. Fred will be back from his fishing trip.
Yeah, so-called fishing trip.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I want to see the fish.
You saw.
I did see it. It was about this big, man.
I'm cutting AJ off. It's past 2 in the morning here. I'm cutting AJ off. It's over.
Yeah, my mom was calling me. Got to get back.
His mom literally did call him at like 11:30 at night.
I'm telling you. What's that say?
Antoinette says, "Thank God Fred is back," and I agree. Last night,
you don't understand. Like, you know what? Like
last night and then tonight, 2 back-to-back shows, just me and AJ.
Singing the national anthem yesterday, things got out of control. But it happens all the time. It happens all the time. We need to put like a camera in there just to see what we do. It's like in.
Antoinette says AJ needs to go to bed, and I agree. His mama's calling.
I love you
Thanks,
guys.
Everybody. AJ loves you. I love you. Fred loves you. And we'll see you all next time. This has been our UFC 226 post show.